Alright guys, now let's talk about fats. I briefly talked about fats when talking about the protein, especially about the saturated fat. So let's start out talking about saturated fats. And by saturated fat, I'm talking about coconut oil. So coconut oil is one of those fats that got a really bad rep over the years, but recently it's making a comeback and it's proving to be an awesome fat, because the fats here are called MCTs, basically mid-chain triglycerides. I think I'm pronouncing it right, but I'm also thinking that I'm pronouncing it wrong. Anyways, basically the MCTs, let's keep it short. The MCTs are not stored in your body as fat as easily as the saturated fat in animals, and it can be used more by your body as energy. So that's one of the reasons why people are eating more coconut oil. And you want to get coconut oil to be pure, and this one's organic, and but you want to make it pure. You don't want to get the refined version, you just want to get it pure. I will say something about coconut oil, and this is something that a mistake that I was making was that when I started eating coconut oil, I was using it for everything. I was cooking every meal with coconut oil, and I stopped using these ones, the extra virgin oil, the sesame oil, and the oils from the nuts and from the avocado, and just focus on this one. And the thing is that coconut oil is saturated fat. By the way, you can tell what's a saturated fat because when it's cold, it becomes solid. Right now it's solid, it's not liquid. If I open this up, let me open it up with one hand. If I open it up, you can take a spoon and you will see that it comes out like a butter. It's not liquid like olive oil, unless the temperature is a little bit warmer. It becomes then liquid. And the same thing can be seen in animal fat. When you buy a frozen meat, you see the white strips of fat, and when you cook it, it's a little bit thinner and more liquidy. Anyways, again, this is a saturated fat. Even though the saturated fat in coconut oil is somewhat healthy, it's very important that you do not make your main consumption, you do not consume all your fats from saturated fat. You always want to have a balance, and most of your fats should come from the mono and polysaturated fats, which are found in all of these ones. You want to consume, I would say 30% of your overall fat consumption from saturated fats. That would be about 11 to 15 grams of saturated fat. And if you're gonna get any sort of saturated fat, coconut oil is a great option. Here I have a non-stick spray. This one's from coconut oil, but honestly, these things, as long as you use them properly and you're not spraying the crap out of the bottle, as long as you're using them properly, they should not give you many calories. This one, for a couple of seconds, it gives you nothing. It just the point of these things is to coat, not to completely soak the pan with the oil. It's just for non-sticking purposes. You can get it with coconut oil, you can get it with olive oil, you can get it with avocado oil, you can get it in so many variations. This just happens to be the coconut oil variation. Every damn video. Anyways, now we're gonna talk about the very healthy fats that you should be consuming for the majority of your fat. So olive oil and olives, of course. Olive oil, you can use it for cooking, you can use it for salads, you can use it as a dressing. With cooking, you want to make sure that you're not cooking at high temperatures. You want to be cooking at medium to low heats with olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil, it's even thinner, so if you cook it at a temperature too high, it can break really quickly. The oil can break, and when the oil breaks, it can produce some carcinogens. So be sure to use this properly and use it in lower heats. Coconut oil is it has a little advantage there where you can use it at medium to medium high heats, but olive oil medium to low heats. Okay, remember that. Olives, I'm not a big fan of olives unless they're on pizza, but anyways, olive, again, they have a lot of monosaturated and polysaturated fats. Those are fats that are really essential for your body. They provide the essential fatty acids that your body needs to function properly. Here I have sesame seed oil. I'm not a big fan of the taste, but it's also a good source of healthy fats. And lastly, oh, not lastly, then I have the avocado, which is the king of the fats, simply because it contains a lot of healthy fats, but it also contains a lot of fiber. If you eat one of these avocados, you're gonna get like 12 grams of fiber or more. It's recommended that you have like 1/4 to half an avocado, but some people like to eat more. These, by the way, are Hass avocados. You can also get the bigger variation, which I really don't know the names, but this is the Hass avocado. And lastly, nuts, mixed nuts. This just happens to be a lightly salted version of roasted nuts. You can get them unsalted, you can get them raw, you can get them with the shell on. There's also the flavor variations, but I really don't recommend those. You know, you want to be eating, you know, almonds are usually the gold standard. Then you have pecans, you got hazelnuts, macadamians, Brazil nuts, cashews, and then peanuts, which is a legume like black beans and stuff like that. Peanuts, it's often added here, and you know, I really enjoy them. This just happens to be the lightly salted one, but you can do whatever you want. Oh, and let me not forget peanut butter. Peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, they're all great. You can also have, let me get it. You can also have almond milk. It has some fats in them. It's not a lot, but it is 2.5 grams of fat. So these are other alternatives. I like using the silk. You can, I like using the silk and the unsweetened version. I really have no tolerance for the sugary versions. Like, I don't drink this for the sugar, so I drink it just to make my coffee or my oatmeal taste a little bit better, but I do not care about the sugar. Again, the peanut butter, this just happens to be the Jif natural. You can also, by the way, just because it says natural here doesn't mean that it's actually super healthy for you. If you take a look at the ingredients, the ingredient list shows you that it has some other crap such as sugar, palm oil, and you know, those are things that peanut butter doesn't need. You can get the Smucker's variation, which is just peanuts, and that works even better. And this thing goes by quick. I put it a lot. I use it a lot for oatmeal and before bed whenever I have a sweet tooth. But remember to measure. By the way, before I forget, there are 9 calories per gram of fat. So fats are more caloric dense than proteins and carbs. But there you have it. There's the healthy fats that you want to be including to your diet. That way you are maintaining an optimal level of health. Alright guys, be sure to tune in to video number 4, where we're going to be talking about carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, and starches. See you next time.